Hey guys, welcome to Freshers Camp. So we are back with another playlist today which will be English grammar for placements. Before moving on to the details of the first topic, let me tell you about our channel. So we provide regular updates on government jobs, technical, non-technical, and all other type of job opportunities, as well as preparation material for campus placements and government jobs. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe the channel. Also hit the bell icon for daily updates. Moving further about the playlist and the topic. So the playlist is about grammar topics which is usually asked in campus placements or in also in government exams. And we have completed all the topics of aptitude, so you can visit our channel and see all the aptitude topics. Moving on to today's topic. So today we'll see about what is indirect and direct speech. So direct speech, when we want to describe what someone said, so one option is to use direct speech and the other is indirect speech. So what happens in direct speech, we just repeat the statement what someone said, just putting the commas, inverted commas or speech marks, you can say. Now for example, we'll take Paul came in and said, I'm really hungry. So here, what was the statement that Paul said? Paul said, I'm really hungry. So this is the example of direct speech, and what happened here is we just repeated the statement by putting the phrase what the person said in between the speech marks. So it is very common to see direct speech used in books, newspaper articles, and mostly everywhere we can see. So we'll take another example, that is the local MP said, we plan to make this city a safer place for everyone. So this is also example of direct speech because we just repeated the statement here by putting it in speech marks. Moving further, so it is not always that we'll say, said, or these type of things. We can also use it is very common to use the verb to say or said in the past, but we can also use other words like ask, reply, shout, like these. So we'll take example for these verbs. When Mrs. Diaz opened the door, I asked, have you seen Lee? She replied, no, I haven't seen him since lunchtime. The boss was angry and shouted, why isn't he here? He hasn't finished that report yet. These are the three examples for using asked, replied, and shouted. So you can also use these verbs instead of say or said in direct speech. So now it comes to another speech, that is indirect speech. What happens here is when we want to report what someone said without the speech marks and without necessarily using the exact same words. That means in direct speech we say the exact same words that were said by that person, and indirect speech it is opposite. So we'll take an example. Let's say indirect speech is that we are quite cold in here. So in indirect speech we'll say they say that they are cold. We have not repeated the statement here exactly. There are no inverted commas or speech marks, and we have not used exactly the same words. They are different words, different statements, but the meaning is same. So when we report what someone says in the present simple as in above sentence, we normally don't change the tense. We simply change the subject. However, when we report things in the past, we usually change the tense by moving it one step back. For example, in the following sentence, the present simple becomes past simple in indirect speech. So we'll take another example in which we are changing the tense form also. So I have a new car, and in indirect speech it will be he said he had a new car. So we'll take all the examples for all the tenses to get more clear with the concept. So this table here explains the difference between direct speech and indirect speech, and basically in the tenses. So we are not going through all of them. I've explained one so you can read it. Now we'll move further and we'll see that the same rule of moving the tense one step back also applied to modal verbs, and I hope you all know what are modal verbs. So a modal verb is a type of word which is used to indicate like modality, ability, permission, request, capacity, suggestions, like that. So here she said I can swim, and in direct speech it will be she said she could swim. These are the some examples where we are taking one step back to modal verbs. Now, as in direct speech, we talked about that we can also use tell, angry, shouted, like these things instead of the said verb. Here also we can use say or tell instead of this one said word. So, as an alternative to using say, we can also use tell or told in the past in the reported speech. But in this case, you also need to add the object pronoun. So, for we'll take an example here. He told me he was going to call Alan. They told her that they would arrive a little late. They told us you'd already finished the order. So, what's happening here is in direct speech, we were just simply saying she told, he told, and that type of things. Here, the object is also pronounced again. He told me, they told her, you told us, like that. So, this is all about indirect and direct speech. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe the channel. Also hit the bell icon for daily updates. Thank you.